Hey guys, what's going on? This is Liam here, and as you can probably see in the title of this video, we're going to go over some characteristics, personality traits, recurring themes and patterns that I'm seeing in people who tend to never get better. Okay? Never get rid of their tinnitus. And we're not going to be talking about their biology or anything like that. We're going to be talking about self-fulfilling prophecies and self-sabotage. Okay, now you can read all about this and you can go and research. As I said in my previous video, Dr. Bruce Lipton, I think was Bruce's first name. You can research books on, self-help psychology, changing the habit of being yourself, all that sort of stuff. Epigenetics, Sapiens, I think it's called. All these great books. I actually got this book today, which is really, really good. I've read it in ebook format before, but I wanted to get the actual thing. It's a business obviously, but it's about managing yourself, setting goals and measuring yourself. And so I want to give these people, for example, what are these people doing, what are they like, and how can you tell if you're one of these people? Obviously you're not going to know. A madman doesn't know they're mad. They don't think they're mad, they think everyone else is crazy and they're sane. Okay? Same with people, I had a family friend's son who's schizophrenic, really, really, really badly schizophrenic, and I remember when he was totally fine, and then now he's completely lost it. Basically, he sits at home all day long meditating. He just craps in his pants and pisses himself. He thinks he talks to God, and he doesn't want to take the medicine because it stops him from that happening, and of course there's side effects, but he thinks he's totally sane. He thinks he's right, and these are obviously beliefs. And as I said in my previous video, and it's spoken about in this, is it nurture or nature, which determines a person's personality. Of course, there's different things, there's experiences, such as if you're molested as a child or something like that, then you could become a psychopath. If you read the book, The Wisdom of Psychopaths, it's really interesting how it talks about children who are sexually abused when they're young, or they see something horrible when they're young, or they just experience a tragic, horrible tragic thing. A child soldier, for example, in Africa, in the Congo, they're made to kill their family and their parents, make them think they can never go back and escape. They become child soldiers and they become psychopaths, and they do pretty unspeakable things, really. If you look at the documentary on that, and they're okay with it, they think it's okay, and they think that everyone else is crazy for not doing it, but they never really take time to look back and see how those beliefs are formed. Now, let's talk about age for a second, and we are going to relate this back to tinnitus. If you look at what Dr. Lipton says, he quotes the church, okay? Now, this isn't about pedophiles in the church, but he quotes the church, and the church says that, give me a boy until he's 7 and I'll show you the man. I'll show you the rest of his life. Because they know that a child, boy or girl, their personality is developed, okay? They're in a brain phase called theta, Theta, where they're in a state of almost hypnosis. And so they're hypnotized into basically taking in everything. It's like a suggestion. So you might have seen a hypnotist for something. I tried hypnotism when I was trying to get rid of tinnitus. Didn't work, obviously, because it's not even on the same realm of things. But what they do is they play a frequency which opens up your subconscious, allegedly, and then they give you suggestions. So I had this weightlessness chair. I went zzz back in the chair. They played the with subliminal messaging, and then the guy spoke into a microphone and it came through the chair. It didn't do anything, even after 10 sessions, but that's just me. So the beliefs are formed when you're 7, okay? But you can break out of these beliefs, okay? So there's many different ways to do it, but that's not what the point of this video is. The point of this video is that some people do not want to change who they are in order to achieve their goals. You have to basically kill you. You have to kill yourself. Not literally. Don't put a gun in your mouth and hang yourself. Don't do that. I'm not saying that, but you have to kill the person that you are. You have to change the way that you think. You have to change the people you hang out with. Okay? So to change the way that you think, you have to change everything about you. There are things that you do that you don't even know you're doing, which are automatic. It's almost like getting in the car and the hands you use to put on your seatbelt. You turn on the radio at the same time. You push number 3. You put it in neutral if your driveway's on a slant. You're going out your driveway. Put on the brake. Put it in first. Foot off the clutch, on the accelerator, and you go. I remember when I first came to Thailand a year ago, or just a bit over a year. I had a regular scooter, which I just ride a scooter again now because it's easier. And I rode that, and then I went around the world, and I came back, and I got a bigger bike because I was making more money. So I got a bigger bike with gears, and I had to learn how to do that, and it was totally stupid, totally random. It's your left foot, you go up and down in the gears, and you're holding the clutch. I crashed the bike a few times. Unfortunately, I had to pay for that, but it was alright. Anyway, now I don't even think about it. And even when I'm riding my scooter, sometimes when I'm accelerating, I go to pull in the clutch because I think I have to go up a gear, and I hit the brake, and I go and mess it up because I'm used to doing that. There's also an interesting story in a study about this guy who unlearned how to ride a bike. He figured out, he tweaked the bike, and you can see people do this on the street. It's like, here's a line here, and here's a line 5 meters away. If you can ride this bike from line to line, you get $20. If you don't, you have to give him $10, something like that. And actually, when you turn it left, the wheel goes right. And he untaught himself how to do that, this doctor, I think it was. And now he can ride the bike totally opposite, like he goes this way like that. That's how it works. And he's fine with it, it works perfectly. And he tried to go back to a regular bike after 6 months, I think it was, and he couldn't do it. So he's completely changed his habits, right? And his motor skills and his neurology and his neural pathways and basically how he rides a bike, okay? So you can unlearn and you can learn things. Same thing goes with behavior, same thing goes with addiction, same thing goes with thought patterns. And there are people who, and it's happening more and more, and it started, I couldn't believe it, it started with this girl, and if you're watching this, you know who I am, from the UK. So long ago, and she told me, you know what, Liam, part of me doesn't even want to get rid of tinnitus because I wouldn't know who I would be without it. And that makes perfect sense because tinnitus really can absorb someone's life. It will affect and permeate through everything that they do. Sleeping, going to the bathroom, spending time with others, watching what you eat, not watching what you eat, thinking about your tinnitus every day. Everything is really affected. I don't think there's anything else that really affects it that much. Even getting crippled and being in a wheelchair. Sitting down and watching TV, still sitting down and watching TV, it doesn't matter if you're in a wheelchair or not. But with tinnitus, it's always there, depending on how loud it is. And it can be very, very terrible. And believe me, I've been there. So I've had a few people recently who I can see they're trying to fail. They're just trying to fail. And people, people love to be the victim. They love to be the victim. And you see this on tinnitus forums, and you see this everywhere else. And the worst thing for these people to have is a solution to the problem that allows them to stay a victim. Now, you'll see this in politics. You can see this in people who virtue signal. They show that they support. There's two types of people who do this. People who are the victim, and others who show how virtuous and righteous and holier than thou they are by supporting other people who are victims. Now, let me just make sure this is still recording because it cut off last time. Yeah, okay. So, and you can see this at the moment with immigration problems around the world and people who, it was quite funny actually. There was a YouTuber I follow, and he was tweeting like there's all these people coming over from, I think it was the Middle East, and they're going to America. I think it was America or Canada, or no, it was the UK. Sorry, they're going to the UK, and of course now there's all this terrorism going on in the UK, and London's gone. Sweden is gone. It's all fucked. It's over. You can't. There's no redeeming Sweden. It's completely gone, as far as I'm concerned. What I can see, and friends who live there, they just say you can't go there anymore. It's not safe. Malmo, but this. What was her name? J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, and we'll relate this to tinnitus, of course. And let me know if you guys like these videos or you want them shorter. I'll do both. Actually, fuck it. I'll do both. Don't worry about it. So, J.K. Rowling was tweeting. I don't even use Twitter. I think it's a cesspool of shit and hate. I'm actually thinking of getting rid of my smartphone and just getting a Nokia because it's so shit on Facebook and Instagram, and it's getting sucked in. It's addictive. It's not good, and it's stressful. You should cut out social media too. Anyway, so J.K. Rowling posted, "This is awful. Why these people, they should be able to come over, open borders, and why are they not allowed, housing? We should be putting them up for free." And then heaps of people posted a tweet and said, "I will pay for the plane ticket for somebody to come over. I will pay $2,000 for 2 people to come over if you put them up in your house." And now J.K. Rowling's a billionaire. I think she has 5 houses, and a lot of them have 10 bedrooms, and she barely uses them. And the irony is, she actually, when she gets these homes, she builds the fences higher. she builds a border around her home. So it's pretty fucking hypocritical of her, isn't it? Same with Barack Obama. He has his street is like sectioned off because borders are needed to keep people safe, and unfortunately it's not doing its job for the UK. It's fucked. UK's gone. And I was born in London, so it's a shame. I remember London, but it's fucked now. Anyway, so the victimhood is permeating through everything, and people love to play the victim, especially with tinnitus. People almost get a kick out of knowing that it's incurable. And I know it sounds stupid, and I know it sounds crazy, and I know it's probably not you, because most people it's not true. Most people just want to get rid of it. They're really down to earth, boys and girls, men and women, and like, you know what, I'm going to get rid of it. This is awesome. Yeah. But people who've experienced hardship in life, people who experience problems and they got attention from their problems, okay, they love the victimhood, and they love, they don't want to get rid of it in the back of their head. And multiple people have admitted that to me. And even people who get rid of their tinnitus, they tell me how weird it is and how uneasy they feel and how they kind of feel sick sometimes because they're so used to it. And they realize how much of their life is being affected by it. One example of this, of people doing things that are not good for them in terms of victimhood when they know they shouldn't, is this whole movement at the moment with transgenderism. That's fine. You can become a man or a woman if you're a man or a woman. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect my life. But people are transitioning children. What did we just talk about before? How when you're under the age of 7, you don't know shit. You're being hypnotized, okay? You're in a theta brain vibration, brain wave, and Dr. Lipton has shown us in studies. I've been looking up heaps of his stuff because I'm really trying to focus on the mental side of tinnitus as well as the physical side. I'm not as if I have like the physical side down 100%. No, I'll always be learning, but it's working pretty damn well, okay? So I'm doing both, but I'm doing the mental side now too. And so what's happening is these parents are basically virtue signaling by, you know, their kids are getting, like a boy will wear a dress and he'll get attention. And then when he's, you know, they give him hormone blockers and they chop off his fucking dick and balls and start growing him breasts. When he's 13 or, you know, when he's 6 or 4, and the same thing goes with girls, which is just fucking beyond me. And so it's seen as a virtuous thing to do, especially in the United States and Canada as well, especially Canada. And so they're victims and they get attention and yada yada yada, and poor you, you're born in the wrong body. People who are older, yeah, I get that. That's you do whatever you want, I don't care. I live in Thailand, for fuck's sake. The amount of ladyboys here is unbelievable, okay? And it's a shame because most of the ladyboys are more attractive than the actual girls. That's one thing I never got. It's like, if you're a girl and you find it hard to be attractive, or you like find it hard to lose weight, or like, you know, whatever it is, there are men here who are fucking knockouts. Like, and I'm not ashamed to say that, they're fucking gorgeous. Like, they have plastic surgery, sure. They have like fake boobs and they cut off their penis, but they got that hourglass figure. They're skinny, they're slim, their skin is great, their hair is fucking gorgeous. It's unbelievable. Like, it's fucking unbelievable. Like, I've got a few friends who've accidentally taken home ladyboys from bars because they're so. It's just like, he's like, oh my god, I can't believe this girl's into me because she's like a knockout. Anyway, so where were we? So I don't care, you know, but you don't see any of the children around here. It's not happening to the kids around here because they know that that's fucking crazy and it's not okay. Anyway, so the kids like that grow up, and I know a lot of people have been sexually abused and when they're young, and it's quite common actually, at least anecdotally to me, I've seen a lot of it, or they're bullied, or they always came second place, or their dad never loved them enough, or they were always sick as a child, or they had Munchausen's syndrome, Munchausen's disease, and they're just completely a bottle of shit basically in their brain. And so when they would get tinnitus naturally because they probably, you know, do heaps of drugs or don't eat well, don't love themselves because they're just like, the victim is the way to get love. And so when they get tinnitus, they start doing that. And so it comes out in really sinister and awful ways when it comes to how people contact me. And they'll look for ways which are so frivolous and silly to see that, oh, Liam can't help me. So I'll get an email from someone and it will be, you know, like 20 questions and like, what the fuck, what's like one of my videos? And they're like looking for ways to make sure, yeah, this is not going to help me. I just know it's not going to work. And they'll, you know, contact me, and then 2 hours later I'll get another email and say, I knew it, you didn't respond, I know you can't help me. Thanks a lot, scammer. Whoa, dude. And it's mostly guys, to be honest. It is mostly guys. I think the girls would just take a different route. They're just nicer, or not as much testosterone, so they're not cunts. They're just nicer people in general. But the men, oh my God, especially the older men, fuck me, because they've lived a life of pain. And I can feel the fucking pain, but I just don't want anything to do with it, because I didn't have to take shit either. I didn't have a boss, as I said. I live fine like this in Thailand. It's cheap. I didn't have to take your shit. I got hundreds of people who love me and love my work, and I help and I change their lives. So you can go and get fucked. And if you're watching this, you can go and get fucked. Just fuck yourself. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to pretend that I love everybody in the world and I, think that everyone's great and everyone's nice. There are people who are really evil, and there are people who don't want help and they just want to suck time. So I don't care what the fuck happens to you. I really don't. I really, really don't. So anyway, it comes out in a really sinister way. So just be wary if that's you, and be wary of spending time with people who are like that. So be wary of spending time with people who are negative, who say you can't do this. I've always avoided spending my time with people who say you can't do this, because remember, it gets into your brain. Suggestions still get into your brain and you absorb it. Do you ever find yourself saying quotes or saying phrases or acting like or dressing like friends that you made recently? Like, for example, I've got a friend over here who's from America, and he doesn't really swear that much, and now he started saying, "Oh, you fucking dumb cunt," because that's what I say all the time. Like, Australians say cunt and fucking shit all the time. So he started saying it. Then when he said it, we both kind of went, because he's like, "Did I just say that?" So it really, and why did he say it? Because it's in his fucking head. It's in his subconscious. He's thinking about it. His brain is processing it. Your brain, okay, your subconscious is a recorder. It's recording everything. Your conscious brain is creative, and your subconscious brain is recording everything. That's why some people have a photographic memory, and some people have a disorder where they can remember everything for the whole of their lives. But I believe that they can remember everything around the age of 5, 6, 7, when the recording, when the hypnosis theta stage ends, and they can start actually thinking consciously about their decisions. That's why kids are just so goddamn annoying when they're young, because they don't have any empathy, they don't think about anyone else, and it's just, I can't imagine having a fucking, that's one of my nightmares, is getting a girl pregnant and having a fucking child. Fuck that. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so this is kind of like a bit of a rant on that, but I'm seeing how these longer videos go, if you guys like them. I like doing them, so I'll probably keep doing them, and we tied in with some shorter ones with some more actual tinnitus information. But I got about 100 videos on specific information, so only when it's really required will I do that, a shorter video. Okay, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Get this book, okay, Managing Oneself. Peter Drucker, really good book. I've read it before. It's only 100 pages. I'll probably finish it tonight because it's very small. I mean, if you had it full size, it would probably be like 50 pages because it's damn small. But so once again, as I always say, click below liamsobstinnitus.com/free ebook. More information, more tinnitus busting information. I had a musician the other day contact me to say that they did a dry fast for 30 hours and their noise-induced permanent, uncurable, by the words of ENTs and audiologists around USA, to them, their uncurable tinnitus went down by about 80% in about 30 hours. So not everyone gets those results that quickly. Some people it takes longer. It depends on your past history and your mental state. But yeah, so I'll leave it there.